Have you ever sat down to work and you just couldn't get yourself to start? Or maybe you wrapped up a really long day and you felt like your brain was still racing, even though technically you're done for the day and you're clocked out? If you're nodding along with me, then I just want to say that this isn't a very common experience. And that for a lot of us, if we struggle with getting started or struggle with stopping our work, it's not because we lack discipline. It's actually because you probably need better transitions built into your day. Transitions matter. They help your brain shift from work mode to rest mode and back again. So if you are someone who wants to improve your transitions and develop some rituals to start and end your work with intention and care, then you're going to want to listen in to this episode. Welcome to the award-winning Grad School Femtoring Podcast, the place for first-gen BIPOCs to listen in on inclusive grad school stories and learn about personal development and productivity tips. This is Doctora Yvette Martinez-Vu, a certified coach, consultant, and author, and I will be serving as your Femtor, providing you with insider knowledge to help you reach your personal and professional goals. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Grad School Femtoring Podcast. This is your host, Doctora Yvette. I decided to record this short and sweet episode after having a coaching session with one of my clients. We have been working together for a couple of months now, and she came to me completely overwhelmed with 1,000,001 research projects to complete and a lot of different commitments. Just a lot going on, from things related to being concerned over a visa, to other things related to being a parent, to other things related to like conflicting expectations and unclear instructions from collaborators, etc. And so the purpose of our work was to help her to develop some more sustainable productivity strategies and systems so that she could enhance her work-life balance or work-life integration. She wanted to start to feel less stressed and more calm. And we're just halfway into our coaching package, and she's already achieved that, which is pretty awesome. She told me that she's feeling incredibly calm, muy tranquila, and that she is excited for what's to come and for the remaining sessions and the additional strategies, systems that we could work on together. And so one of the things that hasn't come up yet, but that I was thinking about when I was thinking about this client, was that not only is it helpful to plan out your week, not only is it helpful to create long-term goals and plan that out as well, but the other thing that can be helpful is how you start and end your day. And so I'm recording this episode partially for this client and also partially for all of you, because I know that you can also benefit from some of these example strategies. So I'm going to share with you a couple of opening rituals to start your day. And I'm also going to share with you a couple of closing rituals to end your day. And that's the episode. It's just take what works. Hopefully, by the end of the episode, you can identify one start ritual and one end ritual that you want to implement either today or tomorrow. And then let me know what you thought. Shoot me a DM on Instagram or LinkedIn. Leave me a comment on Spotify, or even send me an email. I love hearing from you all. And I like to know what is working. So without further ado, let me get into the opening rituals. So with opening rituals, the purpose is to think about anything that you can do that can serve as a gentle cue to tell your brain, okay, it's time to shift into work mode, or it's time to shift into focus mode. What is that thing for you? Maybe for you, it means starting out with some journaling. Maybe you want to write down what kind of day you want to have, or what kind of values you want to lead the day with, or even journaling out all the things that you're thinking of that are on your mind that you know you need to get done, and then prioritizing. The other thing you can do is to review your most important tasks. They're also called MITs. So think about, okay, out of all my most important tasks, what are the top 3 that I want to work on today? Or even depending on your energy, it might be, I'm going to review my most important tasks and identify the one that's the most important for me. Or maybe for you to get started, the best thing is to set a timer. And so you know, okay, I struggle with getting started, so that means I need to do 10 minutes, not a full Pomodoro with 25 minutes and 5-minute break. Just 10 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever helps you to push yourself from freeze mode or resistance mode into taking action. Or maybe for you, you don't need the journaling. You're pretty clear about what you need to get done, and you're not as concerned about how to get started. What you need is just to get your body to transition in a gentle way. So maybe that means stretching, or maybe that means moving, or maybe that means starting out by working on a whiteboard or handwriting something. So you just need to move your body in some way. Or if you are like me, where auditory cues or sound cues help you a lot, maybe you have your productivity playlist or your work mode playlist, or some white noise or brown noise or pink noise that you put on that can help to ground you so that you know you're about to get started. That one almost always works for me. In any case, those are 5 strategies that you can try out. Either journaling for 5 minutes, reviewing your most important tasks, doing a quick 5 to 10 minute timer, stretching or moving in some way, or going back to your playlist or white noise or brown noise to help you get into work mode. I'm taking a quick pause to tell you about one of my favorite time-saving tools, Descript. I use it to transcribe interviews, generate podcast show notes, create short social media clips, and record easy-to-share tutorials for my clients. It's also incredibly useful for academics. You can create accessible course materials with captions and transcripts, share explainer videos with your students, and make all of your material searchable and easier to organize. If you're looking for a more efficient way to work, check out my affiliate link in the show notes. Now, let's talk about closing rituals, or what you can do to end your day again with care, with intention. Here's a few. The first one that comes to mind, similar to journaling, you can start to log what you did. I don't think enough of us actually give ourselves credit for all the work that we do. We just go from one task to the next without really thinking about, what did I actually do? Sometimes we don't document it. And so this is a way for you to acknowledge your efforts, acknowledge what you did. Don't forget about it, because you deserve to give yourself credit for all that you do on a daily basis. Next is, maybe you want to send a voice memo to yourself or to an accountability buddy to let them know what went well or what you want to do differently. Voice memos are great for those of us that are more auditory learners, and maybe we prefer that over handwriting things. Go ahead and send yourself a voice memo to review later. Another thing you can do, and this is actually something I do regularly, is tidy your space. This is more of a physical reset that helps cue your brain that the work day is done. And so I remember, actually, this brings to mind, during the start of the pandemic, I was living in a 2-bedroom apartment in Santa Barbara, and I didn't have a work from home space. I was used to working in an office. And suddenly, overnight, I had to work from home. And so what did I do? I got myself a little tray that I could put my laptop on, and I used a dining room chair. And every single time that I started my day, I would set up that folding tray. And every time I was done, I would close that folding tray and put away all of my work things, paper, pens, laptop, etc. And so that simple act of tidying my space, putting away my work stuff, helped me to transition from work mode to end of day rest mode. Another strategy that you can do is a movement practice, and it doesn't have to be very long. I know some folks that have pets, and so they really enjoy doing this at the end of the day. They will go out and take their pet on a walk, and that's part of their routine to transition away from their work into just resetting and knowing that this is evening time and time to rest. In your case, it doesn't have to be that. It could be some sort of movement practice that's associated with exercise for you. So it could be yoga, it could be Pilates, it could be a dance break, you name it. For me, usually it's a walk or a dance break with my kids or some light stretching. It's just getting my body to move after sitting for an extended period of time. It's always a good thing. And the last thing I want to mention is simply reviewing your plan for the next day. This can be quite calming or grounding just to know what's coming up ahead of time. That way you're not tempted to check your phone when you're done with work. That way you're not tempted to check your email. You can just trust, okay, I know what I'm doing tomorrow. I know when I'm starting, and I can put everything else away until then. So it helps in some cases to reduce stress and to give your future self some clarity so that you're not starting the day all over the place. All right, those were the opening and closing rituals. And I'm going to say the closing rituals one more time, just in case you need a quick reminder. So the closing rituals were to log what you completed that day, send a voice memo to yourself or an accountability buddy, reflecting on what went well or maybe what you want to change, tidy your workspace for a physical reset, or do a short amount of exercise or movement practice that works for your schedule. And then lastly, you can always review tomorrow's plan. You don't have to do all of these at once. I actually don't recommend trying to do all of the things because then your transition will take up too much of your time. But the point is to choose one, maybe even two to try out and then iterate. See what works and what doesn't, change up what doesn't, and eventually you will fall into a habit of finding the start and end rituals that work for you. That's it for this episode. I hope that you found it helpful, and as always, I'll talk to you all next time. Thanks so much for listening. If you liked what you heard, here are 3 ways you can support the show. The first is to make sure you're subscribed and leave a review on Apple Podcasts. The second way is to get your copy of my free resource kit linked in my show notes. This kit includes tools, worksheets, and podcast playlists on all things grad school, productivity, and personal development. The third way to support my show is to follow me on social media. You can find me on Instagram with the handle @Grad School Femtoring and on LinkedIn by searching my name. Thanks again for listening, and until next time.